Hey, Louis V here, live at Axpona, day number 3, 2026, and we are now at the Marketplace. So let's go check out who's selling what wares here in Chicagoland. Louis V here with Kristen from SOTA Tables, who's brought a brand new turntable for y'all to check out.
So hi, I'm Kristen, and we brought our direct drive here for the first time to show, and it's a freak show. And what I mean by that is it has absolute speed stability, unparalleled. There's only been another table that's low, we've ever had numbers like this for a while, and speed stability. So check it out. It's called the SOTA Onyx, and this is it. It's super easy to, I actually built this so it's visually interesting as it's spinning, but it also creates a place for you to grab as you're putting the ladder down so you pinch your fingers. This is an encoder ring that has 360,000 lines per revolution that this read head right here reads. And what you get from those 360,000 lines per revolution, every 1.3 seconds, we get data that we can then adjust the speed out of the 5th and 6th decimal point over time so that you never hear any speed variation whatsoever. The motor is right underneath this, and it's a 75-watt motor that we only use that power to get it up to speed. And then the weight in the platter, we get out of the way with the motor and let the weight of the platter and inertia take care of all those things. And so it's a little different package. The electronics actually sit outside the table here. And you can see those up in room 602, but we won't have it on display here. And what I like about that is if there's ever anything electronic that goes wrong, you can then just send in your electronics. Because generally everything here is mechanical. The bushings, the shaft, and your platter, generally things don't go wrong there. If ever anything did go wrong, it would be on the electronic board. So we have it off because the heavier these tables get, it's more of a drag to ship around. So we really focus on trying to make things user-friendly, and anticipate anything that could possibly go wrong. But these come with whatever tone arm you want. You can actually do up to 3 tone arms with this, which that's a first. SOTA, back in with our older designs, we would only have 1 tone arm up to 10-inch. With these, we can do 12-inch tone arms, no problem. And we can have a second or even a 3rd tone arm on them. And it's really opened up people's eyes to what is possible with SOTA. So it's been really great.
How's my hair?
You look amazing. No, you look amazing. You always do.
Hi, I'm Sage, and this is Eric. We're from Milwaukee Vintage in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We are here at Axpona, and we brought a bunch of our vintage gear. I'm going to go down the row. We got a pair of JBL L100s. These are some pretty speakers, also known as Centuries. I'm just going to rest that there. Reel-to-reel, we're big on reel-to-reels at our store. We always have about 8 to 10 to a dozen at any given time, and that's been real hot here.
In addition to HiFi, we also do pro musical instruments. We do a lot of guitars and amps and vintage things with that, as far as that goes. Keyboards, we also do a lot of vinyl records, of course, and Sage handles the record department mostly. But we do a whole lot of musical instrument sales as well. So buy, sell, trade, the whole thing.
So we specialize in home stereo, hi-fi, mid-fi and above. So we have a lot of really nice things. Techniques, that's a 1700, correct? Yeah. Technique 1700, which is a beautiful machine. That's beautiful. I'm a big fan of the Pioneers. These are Pioneer 707s. I love the small footprint of these. We ran out of tape on this one, but ignore that. And
pretend that didn't happen.
We have tons of great Marantz and Macintosh and whatever we can get our hands on. We find it, we fix it if necessary. And this is a beautiful Denon turntable that we brought. Reel-to-reel media that we sell at the store. We sell records, tapes, some CDs.
So where can they find you online?
We are at MilwaukeeVintage.com. Pretty simple. And that if you go to MilwaukeeVintage.com, it'll take you off. There's links to take you off to our reverb site, and there's links to take you off to our sites for records and other media. And physically, we are at 10220 West Greenfield Avenue in Milwaukee.
Here with the legendary Avi of Impex Records and Elusive Disc at Axpona, where they brought some amazing records that she's going to walk you through.
Welcome, and thank you for visiting.
Of course.
I love being at Axpona. This is Impex Record, Elusive Disc. We are one big happy family, and I'm here this year bringing two of my favorite new LPs. The first one is Holiday in Brazil by Bud Shank. This is a treasure. It hasn't been reissued in 40 years, and it's with Bud Shank and Lorendo Almeida. And I love this album because it's got that really great jazzy vibe, but it's also got samba. So if you're like into Duke Ellington and then you love Getz Gilberto, and if both albums had a baby, you would have Holiday in Brazil. It's such a great listen. And then the other album is Music for Abandoned Heights by John McLaughlin. I had the privilege of working with John on the album Saturday Night in San Francisco, and we collaborated on this new album. It's supposed to be for an upcoming movie. I'm not sure if the movie's gonna be out soon, but the album is out, and this is, you know, John is legendary, and this has got such a feel of jazz and fusion. It's a little different from what we've been used to hearing from his Mahavishnu orchestras and others, more in that jazzy vibe. But these are the two albums we're promoting. So come by and visit, and thanks for checking in.
And if you can't get them today at Axpona, where can they pick these records up?
Oh, you can go to impexrecords.com, elusivedisc.com, or your favorite local retail stores.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, my name is Matthew Cravens from East West Jazz Connection. I'm here at Axpona with Vinyl Latte, doing a quick interview. I deal exclusively in Japanese pressings of small selection of J-Jazz on Through Blind Mice and other Japanese artists. The records from Japan, the collectors are fantastic. Even records from the 70s, near mint. Come see us here at Axpona or at Capitol Audio Fest, where I'll be next. This upcoming November. Jazz, jazz, jazz. You will not be sorry.
Hey, I'm Nick from Total Books and Records, Rockford, Illinois. Biggest shop, been there 52 years. We've owned it for 20. Records, vinyl, stereo equipment, comics, books. Here, we brought out 26 crates of some of our best stuff. Bunch of vintage gear, been getting a lot of eyeballs on that. Old RSD records, we're the only shop that brought any old RSD because we're the only place that has a physical location. I got some ultrasonically cleaned records that I've cleaned and put out. Used stuff, new stuff. I got a Rick Nielsen signed piece of rare psych, box sets. I brought way too much stereo equipment. We're a SOTA dealer, Yamaha, JBL, Arcan Project, Magnapan. So we kind of do it all. We're a 10,000 square foot building. It's full of stuff. Been there forever. Come check us out. We're open 7 days a week. We ship all over the world, $7 flat rate. So if you buy one record, you buy 20 records, and you're in America, it's $7.
Website?
ToadHallOnline.com. Facebook, Instagram is Rockford Toad Hall.
Hi, I'm Rob Gillis. I'm from Music Direct and Mobile Fidelity, which are very much intertwined, and happy to be talking to Vinyl Latte, except I am allergic to coffee. So there's a problem there. All right. But when we come to Axpona, there's a couple of goals that we like to do is get people interested in our overall website. And we do have a warehouse where people can come visit. So I try to bring things that are representative of the variety of things that we do, anywhere from high-end turntables to stylus cleaners to all sorts of different things, our liquids. We did a demonstration of the degritter over here and the new Okinoki. We have a brand new inner sleeve with a firmer backing. And once I hand this to people, well, these stop selling, these start selling.
Heavyweights.
Heavyweights.
What do you run at? Four?
Yeah, it's a 4 mil back.
Oh, that is a lot thicker.
And so it doesn't bend as easily, and we haven't found records that will not fit, you know, so, and demonstrating okie dokie. New to us this year, cassette players. Okay, not that we're selling any cassettes, but we've been selling the players fine. Okay, now here's the lazy thing that we did, because one of my jobs at Music Direct is to be the final QC guy on returns, saying, why did you return this? Does it skip? Is it noisy? Well, these are all the things I haven't gotten to. So there are notes on here from customers, and instead of me testing them, we just sold them off for $5 per disc. So customers can go away happy.
Pretty cool.
Or we hope they go away happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have our scratch and dent sections where there are things that there's minor, like a ding like this. I can't sell that mail order, but I can sell it here. So that makes people happy. And then, of course, we're getting past one of the great inventors of our time past year, but then we also bring new records that we know we always sell, you know, like 8 or 10 copies of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. So I bring that. But I also try to bring things that only came out in the last 2 weeks, because we're in Chicago. I was in the warehouse on Friday because we had a bunch of things that got released on Friday, so I could bring them here. So something like this just came out. So we'll do that. And then we have all our mobile Fidelity items. And for MoFi, with the one steps and such, we have some that haven't sold as well as others, so they're at a lower price. And then we have some things that we actually sell lower price than our website, too. So there's a little bit of a bargain hunting come there. Yeah, there. Or we have pretty new releases, or and we're demonstrating our Fender turntable.
What's that?
All right. Okay. And this will be released next week. This is my morning jacket. So this is an exposure to people, and the new MoFi record stand. So these are all things that we try to bring to basically introduce people to what we do. And now they know how to get it. So, and some of it is also on some of them, it's new ideas, like the little Fwen lifter. That's a product that you install on your turntable. So when you fall asleep and the record's still going around, it doesn't do this until 6 in the morning. Or very, yeah. So various cleaning supplies, things, you know, ultrasonic stylus cleaner. You know, and so we sell a lot of accessories, and we know people aren't going to walk away with too many of these turntables at the show. They'll order from us later, but it's nice to see it. So that may sum it up. It's a tough website to remember. musicdirect.com. All right. And we also brought a lot of copies of our catalog. And I keep telling people, you know, we usually have a famous musician on here. This is the worst picture I've ever seen of Stevie Nicks.
Hey, I'm Julia Miller from Delmark Records. I'm the president and CEO, and Delmark Records is jazz and blues since 1953. We're a record label and recording studio based in Chicago, and we are really excited about our partnership this year with Reebok's Porch House on our master tape releases. We have master tapes available here, and we have 6 master tapes that will be available, 4 catalog, 1 new release, and a new release coming up. We have LPs available, many classic, many new releases. You may have watched WGN. You would have seen Cheryl Youngblood, who has a new release on the label. And you can find us delmark.com. Delmark.com.
Hey everybody, my name is John Dykstra. I am a room designer with GIK Acoustics. We are out of Atlanta, Georgia, and we ship nationwide. So yeah, we ship nationwide, and what I do is I help people figure out how to get their room treated. So somebody will send me dimensions, they'll send me photos of their room, I'll sit down and kind of figure out what's going on, and then look at, hey, what's the weakest link in this particular situation? What's the second weakest link in this particular situation? And we keep going until somebody's done worrying about those weakest links and just ready to enjoy their room. So yeah, I'm bringing
decade plus experience to helping people solve acoustic solutions. Churches, restaurants, listening rooms, theaters, studios, podcasters, all those different types of folks. So we've got products for everyone. We've got a lot of different options with different configurations and colors and looks, so can fit your style and make sure it works good. Yeah, you can look for us at GIKacoustics.com. You can also find GIK Acoustics on Instagram. Start getting some visual ideas of how different people are using our products and see what it looks like in real spaces.
Hey everyone, I'm Norman Varney with AV Room Service at Axpona 26. And what I do is all about acoustics, noise control and sound quality. AV Room Services offers many services, design, modeling, testing. We do a lot of products. And so I brought some of the small little stuff here. Other than this polycylindrical, this is called our Polyflex, our mobile Polyflex diffuser. And what's cool about it is that the feet slide off and you can nest these inside of each other. So if you had like 6 of them, they would only be like 3 inches thick. They nest inside of each other. You can get, it's, you know, furniture grade, made in Columbus, Ohio. You can get any kind of wood you want. We have some standards. And we also sell that poly diffuser on its own. You can just mount it to the wall and or ceiling. And then we have, of course, our equipment vibration protectors, layers of fiberglass, different densities and different sizes to handle different loads. When you load it properly, the natural resonant frequency is 3.4 hertz, and they become effective, lab proven, right at 5 hertz. And we can say that they are effective from 5 hertz on up. Conservatively, 90% of the energy is going to be mitigated. And we have our cable vibration protectors and shields, and we've got a new prototype. This is a head shell damping device. So look for that on the website soon. Our ESD mat, especially in times like this where it's very dry. You want to get in the habit of touching this before you touch your equipment and get shocked or maybe even damage your equipment. Yeah, we were here also doing a seminar talking about the importance of acoustics and how to test and determine and make your room more optimum and increase the enjoyment. You can find me at avroomservice.com.
Yes, hello. I'm Alexei Korf from Korf Audio. We're an Austrian manufacturer of really, really good tone arms. And what distinguishes our tone arms is they're super rigid, and the quality of motion, by that I mean bearings, they're really good. For example, this one, we're using flexure bearings for the vertical motion. They're zero friction, zero stiction, they do not rattle, they do not do any parasitic motion. So also we use a lot of ceramics. This is a ceramic head shell.
Turn that to you and then buy one of this.
It fits not just our tone arms, fits Technique's tone arms, for example. And
Remember the other day? Yeah, right?
on our more expensive tone arms, we use exotic materials for the arm tube. Like this one is solid sapphire. It's solid monocrystalline sapphire. It's extremely rigid.
Yeah,
It's almost 6 times as rigid as titanium. We have just started our US daughter company, so everything that we make can be bought online at korfaudio.com. It's going to be shipped from Tampa, Florida, so no worries about tariffs or anything like that. And there's a lot more information at korfaudio.com. We have a blog with lots of explanations of how vinyl works. So it's my pleasure.
Well, greetings everyone. Charles Kirmuss and Sal from Kirmuss Audio at Axpona 2026. Bewitching hour. We got 40 minutes left and we start packing. Great show. Just wanted to show some new test equipment we're using. A lot of people have seen me use this little spectrum analyzer that we make. So when we do a before record restoration, we look at the signal outside of the cartridge. We look at the bandwidth, the frequency range, and we then process the record, we restore it, and we do an after. Well, you know, yes, we hear the clicks and we hear the difference. So to really make it easier for someone, I bought this before the Montreal show for $580. It's a high-speed, 6-track Tascam. The speed is 17.58. So it's 8 times the speed of a regular cassette. And what we do is we now play the record before restoration. I have the information on my screen. We then record the left channel and the right channel right here. Thanks, Nordos, for all your help. And we do it on track 1 and 2. So we do it for the typical 3 or 4 or 5, maybe 10, 15 seconds. We then stop the tape, take this record, go back to our record restoration process, restore the record, bring the record back here, rewind the tape, sync the tape, and we now record the left and right channel of the after restoration on tracks 3 and 4. Again, for 5, 10, maybe 15 seconds. Stop the tape, stop the cassette, rewind the tape, sync tracks 1 and 2 with 3 and 4, and then, of course, we are always using the headphones. I now can hear before, I can now hear after, and then when I put them over here, I'll hear the before in sync with the after, but I'll hear the increase of signal as well. So this is really cool. So it's another Kirmuss nitty, itty, bitty improvement to our process. And at the show, Kirmuss does make boo-boos. We were supposed to release a a tape, compact cassette tape cleaning machine. It's over here. Unfortunately, Charles, the engineer, made a boo-boo. He never tested the metal cabinet that came from beautiful Japan, and the cover doesn't fit the base. So I couldn't put the unit together. So now I have to get a new cabinet. But that's coming too because cassette tapes are back. Artists are now recording on tape. They're also resurrecting old Tascams, not using the SD card, but using tape. So we're really getting into the analog world. Fremer started it with, vinyl. I'm restoring vinyl, and now we're going to have a lot of fun with tape. That's all that I have to say from beautiful Axpona show, and hope everyone enjoys the reports that Louis is putting together, because it really allows even people like me to see what's there that I cannot get to see because I'm downstairs in the hole. Where can I find me? www.kirmussaudio.com. We have also www.kirmussaudio.net for the folks in Europe. We have lots of new videos on how to use our system, testimonials that we've done this week with a lot of industry types. So just give us a call. We'll tell you where your local dealer is if you have one. If you do, bring your record to their store. They'll restore it for you, and then you'll leave with your record restored on a machine. And on the other side, obviously, we'll find you a great home for a great machine.
Yes, Wally Tools, web engineering, we're all about optimization of your tone arm and cartridge. Got multiple videos, educational videos on our website. Lots of them, about 80, 90 of them, all free to watch. I guarantee you watch it, you will learn something. Our two basic tools for optimization are the Wally tractor and the Wally skater. This is the Wally tractor to optimize the position of the overhang and the alignment of the cantilever. Wally skater, probably our most important tool. This measures and manages torque and friction in your tone arm, which is the most common cause of cartridge performance deterioration, bar none, which is why I say it's the most important. I've got other more advanced tools, but let me just focus on some enhancers. This is new out. The Wally Loop comes with 2 different very large light capture lenses. This is for aligning the cantilever at the null point. It makes the original Loop feel like a toy. These are unbelievable what you can see with this. For Kuzma owners, this is the Colossus head shell. This is a big upgrade in performance for your Kuzma 4-point arm or Reference 313. And I guarantee that with a money-back guarantee. Other than that, what keeps me busy is the cartridge analysis service. I have people send me their cartridge for analyzing in the laboratory. I analyze it for the 4 angles of its optimal orientation on the head shell. And then I make a corrective shim for you to correct for the SRA and the VTA. I do a balance of both. And then the azimuth. And then for zenith error, we use the Wally Zenith tool right there. So I can pretty much guarantee you with an analysis, with the cartridge analysis, if you don't hear the improvement, I'll give you your money back. That's how sure I am. You haven't heard how good your cartridge is. So find me on wallyanalog.com. And I'm pretty much available for questions 7 days a week. If you've got questions, Wally Tools owners, I always also get that service. I'm available. You got questions, analog, I'm there.